How to get a remote job. That's what we're talking about today. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Virtual Coffee Chat with Luis. I'm Luis, and this is my coffee. Let's sip together. Nice. Okay. So, a lot of people ask me how to get a remote job. Most people had a tryout for remote during the pandemic, but now some companies aren't playing ball and people are unsatisfied with going back to the office. So they want to learn how to get a remote job. Well, I have some advice for that. And the first one is a bit oblique, so bear with me, but I'll get into more technical points later on. So the first thing is think about something that you would enjoy doing, right? That you enjoy doing every day for like 8 hours a day sitting in your home. Now, we've all had jobs because we needed them, because we needed to pay the bills and we needed a paycheck. I've been there. I know you've been there. But, at the end of the day, you get into the office and you need what needs to be doing and you do it professionally, even if you don't like it. That's how you should do it. But when you're at home, like is my case right now, it's really, really, really hard to do something you don't enjoy day in and day out. You'll get depressed, you'll get unproductive, you'll not deliver good work, and that job isn't going to last. So if you're going to sit at the home for 8 hours a day, you don't have to do that, obviously. Try to have work-life balance and be flexible, but you should assume this, right, as a thought experiment. What is something that under those conditions you would enjoy doing? You would finish the day and be happy with the day's work, right? Because when you're remote, you need to self-motivate. You don't have the external motivation of, going into an office and saying, well, here I am, so I might as well do what I'm supposed to do. That doesn't happen at home. So, yeah, number one, think about something that you would enjoy doing. Number two, hit the job boards. I know. This is the like Google it or duck it advice. And the reality is that I don't know what you're going to be doing. So I can't really pick the perfect job board for you. But it's really, really easy to find places that list remote jobs these days. And obviously to see that they're not shady, to see that they're high quality. There's all of them have a whole bunch of reviews. You can even check Twitter, check Facebook's communities. The reality is that while it might be hard to find a specific job, it's never been easy to find job listings, right? To find places who are hiring. So, I personally, I have friends at Distant Job. They are a remote recruitment company and they help me build the team of Think Remote. So I'm biased towards them, but I'm not going to say that they're a fit for everyone. Let's say if you're let's say a marketing something, if you're a marketing copywriter, Distant Job is more focused on tech, so they probably won't have a place for you, but many other websites will have, right? So check what works for you. Number three, don't apply in a standard way, right? So take some pains to write a custom email, a custom cover letter that showcases how good a communicator you are, right? This doesn't work if you're playing the number games because you don't have the time. If you want to ship 1,000 CVs and just say, hey, hello, I want to apply to this job, blah, 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 blah. Check my CV is attached. Then yeah, you can't write, it's not feasible to write 1,000, custom emails. But again, if you follow number one, find something that you would really, really like to do, you probably won't have 1,000 places to apply to. You probably won't even have 100. So you should write a really good introductory email, a really good cover letter that showcases how good a communicator you are. And this is not about using flowery or technical language. In fact, it's the opposite. Be clear, be concise, make each sentence count and make sure that each sentence is clear in what it wants to achieve, with the minimum words possible, but no less than that, right? KK thanks bye is, very efficient, but it's not good, clean language. So do that. And why? We might ask why? Well, because in remote work, most of communication is written, and most challenges come from unclear written communication. So if your cover letter is actually the first test, if people get the sense that you are a great written communicator in your cover letter, they already are going into your CV. Even before they read the CV, they're already going with a very positive impression. And that's why I actually say you shouldn't sweat the CV too much. Of course, make sure that your CV matches the requirements for the position that you're applying to, and make sure that the language is simple and clear, but also look that it's not too big, right? If you need to edit out things that are not so relevant for the position, do it. Keep it to 2 pages max, because if you're getting 100 or 1,000 CVs, it's really hard to read long CVs, and the person who's reading them, their eyes will glaze over after the first page and a half. Also, don't underestimate using a readable, evenly spaced font. Again, make it pleasant to read visually, so that the person evaluating your CV doesn't have to strain their eyes or fall asleep. This might seem odd, but believe me, it makes an impact, because when you're up to your 50th CV and you see something that looks like a bureaucratic document out of the early 90s, you're going to sigh and you're going to say, yeah, maybe I'll pass on to the next one. Also, if you have that experience, dedicate some slight space, maybe a couple of paragraphs or 2 on your CV, describing projects where you collaborated online with other people, right? If you're working remotely, it's really important for people to know that you have experience, on projects that you did non-presentially. So, finally, once you get to the interview, have flawless communication tools. Have a good webcam, a good microphone, and the best internet connection available. Look, people will judge you and will hire you or not based on the quality of your call with them, because that's what we have. If someone feels that it's an absolute pain to talk with you during their workday, if someone even suspects that will be the case, they won't hire you, no matter how sharply you dress, no matter how stellar your CV is. If your call is breaking all the time, if your image is blurry, if they can't hear you properly, if it looks like you're Darth Vader's second cousin or something like that, you are not getting the job, right? We want to communicate as closely as possible as an in-person face-to-face conversation would be. So you need to have the technology, you need to invest in the technology to make it happen. And that really is, again, just for emphasis, nothing will lose you a remote job sooner than showing up to an interview with low quality microphone, low quality camera, and a bad internet connection, right? Don't even apply. I would say don't even apply to remote jobs unless you have these things. And that's it. Those are my tips. Here, that's how you get a remote job, right? Plan. So think about something that you enjoy doing it, on your own, self-motivatedly. Hit the job boards and find a fit. Write a nice cover letter. It's all about showcasing how good a communicator you are. Don't make your CV too heavy, and again, emphasize communication. And finally, have a flawless communication technology stack. And that should get you on your merry way. If you want tips on how to be an excellent remote worker, on how to excel at your remote job, please check thinkremote.com. And if you enjoyed this video, please press like, subscribe, and share. Sharing is caring. It's the best way you can support the show. This was Virtual Coffee Chat with Luis, and see you tomorrow.